Let's talk to the Director General, Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness, Dr. Nwambu Gabriel, for more on the 45 ministers who have now taken the oath of allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dr. Gabriel, finally, the Federal Executive Council has been constituted. What is the task ahead of these ministers?
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, with the inauguration of the ministers designate, assigning portfolios to some of them, and then the Federal Executive Council has been properly inaugurated, we expect them to hit the ground running. It is evident that the redeployment of some ministers and as well the renaming of some ministries can also indicate, it signifies a shift in policy direction, and also it could also mean that the president is trying to articulate the ministers that could function more optimally in their diverse ministries. So Nigerians expect that the right things will be done, although the economic weather is so harsh. So we expect optimum performance with reference to transparency, with reference to due diligence, with reference to accountability, as it were. We expect the Federal Executive Council to be very transparent, and all the ministers should perform optimally.
And you have alluded to that last-minute reshuffling of the portfolios of the ministers designate. But now everyone should know their job description and should get to do it. What is your confidence in the ability of these individuals to deliver on the mandate of this administration?
Yeah, thank you so much. It is very clear that most of the persons that have been hired by the President and Commander-in-Chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are persons with impeccable integrity. There are a lot of technocrats there. There are persons who we have so much confidence in, and we believe that they are going to perform optimally. We've seen persons like the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, being assigned to the minister as a minister of FCT. We believe that FCT is going to take a completely new look, because that is Mr. Project there. So we also expect that people like Dave Umahi, who performed creditably well in Bonny State, as governor, would come into the Ministry of Works with a lot of innovations. He is going to hit the ground running because he has been tested. He has been known to be a performer. So we do not expect anything short of it. Also, we would want to talk about the redeployment and the placing of the Ministry of Niger Delta. There were sections of the populace, especially the people from Niger Delta, notably the Pandef, who raised a red flag that is like the ministry was going to be scrapped because there was no minister that was assigned, before now, as the minister of Niger Delta. But what does it show? It shows that Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu is listening to the yearnings and aspirations of the people of Nigeria. It shows that he is a president that is listening. He has a listening ear, and there's no doubt in the mind of Nigerians right now, as it is, that the president and commander-in-chief is going to perform, creditably well, and he's going to deliver the dividends of democracy in a manner that Nigerians will not regret voting for him.
As it stands now, no minister has been named in substantive capacity for the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, but we have a Minister of State in charge of oil, and we have another Minister of State in charge of gas. Do you think the president might want to take up that responsibility, and just how heavy do you think the load would be considering his many other assignments?
Okay, thank you so much. You see, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu is a performer. He is known to have performed creditably well even as a governor for 8 years. So there is no doubt in our mind that he's going to perform well. Now, for the minister or the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, the ex-while President Muhammadu Buhari was the substantive minister, and he just appointed a minister for state. But here, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, president, has decided to ensure that due diligence is done. He has created oil, he created gas, separating the both of them. What is the idea? The idea is that the president wants optimum performance. He wants Nigerian citizens, he wants governance to go down directly to the grassroots, to every Nigerian in such a manner that Nigerians will feel a positive impact of his administration. Recall also that this Ministry of Petroleum Resources has been so, controversial. So the persons that have been named in those areas are persons with capacity and competence. These are persons that will do due diligence. And if the president so deem it fit, to take up the position as a substantive minister for petroleum resources, so be it. It is his prerogative. The Constitution permits him to appoint. All the ministers are only deputizing or working for Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief. So, as he deems fit, he can also decide to take over the position of the Minister for Petroleum Resources. That will be welcome because we expect optimum performance, as it were.
Optimum performance. Director General, Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness, Dr. Nwambu Gabriel. Thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 1.
Thanks for having me.